Hello, I have a blessing for us today. It's called the Right Path Blessing. The We're going to use runes, starting with Jera, which is like two arrows pointing in opposite directions, kind of staggered. And then we have Algiz, which kind of looks like a Y with a little stick in the middle, or like a tree trunk with branches starting to come out of it. We have Gibo, which you're familiar with if you have watched any of my spell work involving runes before. And then Ansuz, which is another one that we use pretty often. Now, when you write these, you are going to want to write them in the order that you see on the screen right here. The reason being is because it actually says a blessing. It's writing a sentence, writing a plea to the universe. Now, Jera stands for fruition. Gibo stands for abilities. Algiz stands for opportunity. And Ansuz, a divine power. So the blessing actually says, please increase my abilities to see opportunities, a plea to the divine. You're going to fold it away from yourself 3 times because it is a petition, a plea. All right. And then you're going to go ahead and set it aside and you're going to start getting your herbs ready. I did not realize it had started to get as dark as it did when I did this. So you can't really see me adding the herbs, but I did. I used a half teaspoon of lavender, a half teaspoon of mugwort, a half teaspoon of nutmeg, half teaspoon of allspice. We used the lavender to aid in enlightenment, mugwort for mental clarification, and the hunt and wisdom. And you're probably like, Christy, the hunt, that's really weird. But Mugwort actually has ties to Artemis, which is links it to lunar cycles, women's quote unquote mysteries, and the hunt because she was the goddess of the hunt. The Morganite thought that was a fun fact to add into this. We use allspice for courage, and then nutmeg for attracting prosperity. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, Christy, why in the world would I need something like this? Well, I wrote this because I had an opportunity to go to a job interview at a radio station. And I'm psychic. So I knew they were going to say something along the lines of, so what do you think? Do you want the job? Or do you think you'd be a good fit here? Or something like that. But it also didn't feel like I was going to take the job, not really. So I needed a little bit, um, I just wanted to make sure I had extra guidance, right? So we wrote this spell. And while I watched the blessing burn, because we don't leave our blessings unattended, I asked for a specific sign. I asked for a crow to come sit on the fence in front of me, or have like a read pop up. The next read that I had pop up when I was doom scrolling, have it mention crows or um, like like have a picture of crows or something in it. And the reason why I chose those is because I have crows in my area. So you're going to want to choose something that kind of works for you, a sign that would work for you. So it could be find a penny on the floor, or e- see a specific bird, or see a bird within the next half hour. If you are going to be outside or looking outside, fly from left to right, something like that. That is going to be unique to you. Okay. Um, so you're probably wondering, Christy, did you see a crow? And I did not. I did not. And here's the hard part. After you do this plea and petition, you have to then put aside your ego, which is easier said than done, right? So even though I got clarification and the sign, I asked for the sign up until I left to go to my interview. So, like, if I had seen crows flying around while I was going to my interview, that's not part of the sign. I needed to be sitting at my desk and looking out the window, which is something that I do often. um, or see it on um, the next read that came across my feed. So the reads like disappeared from my read, and there were definitely no crows. So I knew that it wasn't going to be something that I was going to take, but I wasn't sure. The hard part is releasing the ego. Why is it not going to be something that I take? A radio station seems like a really great place to work, and the person who interviewed me was in fact a joy. It wasn't a viable opportunity logistically. It just wasn't something that was going to like work for me. Um, but it was still a great opportunity, and it was actually a lot of fun being able to go to that interview. I ended up giving him a card read, um, and we talked about his upcoming retirement. Um, And that's it. That's it. So that's you write the petition, you burn the things, and you ask for a specific sign, one specifically for you. Now, you can ask for a time limit like I did, or you can leave it a little bit more open ended if you'd like. Personally, I think it keeps us, I think it's better to have a time limit because it's like a one use spell, right? So, like you would reuse it every time you use a spell. That's it. Have a great day.